Alright, Guru Nation, welcome back to Yuma Kalango Trials with Katie, who's like so wide awake. It's unbelievable how awake she is right now. And we just, you good, Katie? You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Any more coffee?
I need some.
Okay.
I had some this morning.
Okay, that's
It didn't help.
That's great, actually. And I noticed something terrible on this ICF, but we won't get into that right now. So this video is about preparing for your first visit as a study coordinator on a brand new study. We were on the phone with Casey for another thing earlier. She's been a coordinator for 10 years, and she said no matter what you do, your first visit for a new study, you're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah.
You're just trying to minimize the mistakes. So we actually did something that I don't think I ever actually did in my life, Katie, which is amazing. Like do a dry run for a study. You know how we just kind of figured out, hopefully most things today. In the past, I just figured out like with the patient, which is actually not a good idea. Yeah, it's actually pretty bad. So this is why we have professional coordinator like Katie. So what did we do? We went through the sponsor provided. They were very nice. Not every sponsor provides checklists. They gave us a checklist for every visit. So that made it easy. With the name of the platforms you need to log into, so you don't need to guess.
Yeah.
Because remember the other study we had, they just said do this, do this, do that. Those are 3 different platforms.
Yeah.
But they didn't tell you which ones. So you're just supposed to figure out, is this, first of all, is it a platform or is it paper? Second of all, who has access? So this sponsor, they actually like wrote it all out, which is pretty cool. And we're starting to see, that other study we had, the arthritis one, they had like a study coordinator cheat sheet.
Yeah.
So they're starting to do more of that, but you're not guaranteed to get that. So the importance of a dry run cannot be overstated, despite me not doing them that often. So, Katie, was it helpful? Like, what did we discover?
I feel like we discovered a lot. So we went through the training slides again, make sure we have, like he was saying, either the paper source or the electronic source. The training slides also gave us which websites to use, how to use them, what they're used for. And then we went through the checklist and just made sure we had everything, and then kind of figured out what we would do at what point. Like, the first thing you do always is informed consent, and then you go down the list and just start doing everything else. Like, the next thing we're going to do is some scales for the investigator to do, and then just keep moving on and moving on.
And in this study they had, and you knew it, after the informed consent, there's like a portal a patient has to go to make sure they understand the study. So they have to pass that successfully before we can even do anything else. Another thing we did was we got the labs. So this is the ambient. Tomorrow there's ambient and there's frozen, and everything's in that lab manual ready to go. So unlike other studies where you kind of figure it out like after the patient leaves, we already have it all out. Finding the kits took about 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, just to find which ones.
Well, we read it wrong.
We read
the graph wrong. Well, I read the graph wrong, but we found it. Yeah.
But this is a good example because it's important. Like when the patient's there and you're learning it all, like it's extra stress, right? Because the patient's sitting there like, what are you doing? You don't even know where your stuff is. So we did this with like no stress because no one's here except me and you, and we found the stuff, took our time. So now tomorrow it could be a little smoother.
Yes.
Hopefully. All right. So we're good for tomorrow, right? We're gonna maybe do a video afterwards documenting with Katie and Desiree, and maybe get the PI for this one, the dermatologist, on as well. All right. So you recommend doing practice screenings?
Yes.
All right, and this I gotta add. We already had the source documents done in Creo, which is our e-source, and the sponsor provided their own source as well on paper. So we have our choice what we want to use. So we're not creating source today. That's already been done. We're just preparing for tomorrow. to go smooth. All right. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, share. Bye bye.